That was also the night that one of our friends like sat on the ledge
Yes.
of the building of the rooftop, and Danny like had to pull him back to
Incredible.
safety.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What body part would you eat?
What is the rope? What is the rump? Is that your ass?
Bro, should we just like get a bunch of like simple yet complex math problems and equations? Just have Danny try to solve
Look,
them.
that'd be a full episode.
I'll be honest. I definitely think I would have gotten into Uber. Fuck it. Like Gary Vee, I think is an idiot.
Gary Vee passed up on Uber twice. But again,
I think I definitely would have gotten into Uber. Deep breaths, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. How long can you hold your breath for? Welcome back to the Biggie Boys podcast, by the way. I don't know why. I thought, oh, you actually gonna hold your breath? You can't hold your breath for more than like 20 seconds, probably.
That's not true.
25.
How long can you hold your breath?
Like probably 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Like probably like 4.5 minutes, 7 minutes.
That's
No, you can't.
ridiculous.
8 minutes, 9 minutes.
David Blaine over here.
Fucking 13
That's
minutes,
ridiculous.
I think. I could do it. You look like a short breath holder.
Oh, 45 seconds. I'm gonna like pass out.
45 seconds, that's too little.
Yeah.
I've never timed it. I think
Everybody has timed how long they could hold their breath underwater. Every single person.
That's not true.
No, I agree with him.
Thank you, JT.
It's not-
Every
well,
single.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's not true. I've
No,
never
no.
timed it.
We know you have. You're just lying. Every single person
I'm sure
has
I
timed.
had little competitions as a kid.
you go.
Like,
There you go, timed it.
Who can keep their head under water the longest? But I've never taken out a stopwatch. I don't know the time.
I just don't believe you.
You're talking about comparing dick sizes with another person versus measuring it.
And measuring is much more common.
All I know with the pool game is that I can hold my breath longer than this person. I don't know the time.
Impossible. I just don't believe it. Also, what's with you and not
you mean?
being able to bring your mic close to your mouth anymore? Here. Here. You're
mean,
still too far away. Just lift it. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Strong man.
Yeah, it's okay.
Look at you. Now we can hear you properly.
Well, I thought once you do the the EQs and stuff,
If we're
then
He's throwing out sound terms.
If we can't pick this up.
once you do the EQs, I thought, okay, well, I shouldn't move it after then because you've already calibrated it for the right sound.
That's a good point.
This man's been speaking into mics for like 4 years. He talks far away like it's a problem. You know what I was thinking about? I saw State Farm. Like a good neighbor. State Farm was there, and I was just thinking about like, I don't think I've ever had a good neighbor. Like,
I think a good neighbor is a neighbor that you don't even know.
Right, it's a good neighbor is someone that just doesn't bother you. But then
Yeah.
State Farm not bothering me isn't a good insurance company either.
I feel like it's a very New York thing to not know your neighbors, like, and not want to know your neighbors at all.
I can't, like, if you have a neighbor that you actually, not your friend and not your family, those don't count. But I'm saying a neighbor that you actually like and that you hang out, it's just strange to me.
Have you ever like borrowed sugar from a neighbor? That's pretty common, right?
That's the saying.
I would
but I don't
just
know.
go to the store.
Yeah.
Like, what am I bothering? Also, you think my neighbors have sugar? My neighbors have
mean,
nothing.
everybody has sugar.
My neighbors, I guarantee they have
Well,
nothing.
maybe that's more of like because in like rural areas, like the store might be 45 minutes away.
Yeah,
But here,
exactly.
the store is closer than your neighbor, so
I'll-
it might as well go to the store.
I'll be honest, I rather just not bake the cake or
Yeah.
have the coffee than go bother my neighbor.
True.
And if someone showed up to my door and asked me for sugar, I'd be like, "What are you trying? Scouting? You trying to rob me?
Is
What's
this
going on
a
here?"
term for cocaine?
Yeah,
What's
what are you
going
doing
on?
here? Like, get out of my face and get out of my life.
My old neighbor in Brooklyn used to run a daycare, definitely illegal, but every
Were
day,
you in an apartment
every morning I'd like go upstairs, I'd like get a coffee, and then I go upstairs on the elevator, and there'd be like 10 carriages there.
Yeah.
They didn't have 10 kids, and I don't think they have multiple different carriages, so I just kind of was like led to believe
That
that,
they had
they're
a
running
daycare.
they're running a daycare. Basically,
daycare.
Basically, it's like, I don't think it was actually a daycare, but basically I think it was like them and their friends are saying, all right, we're all going to go to work, so we're going to hire a nanny, and then we're all going to bring our kids to the same house and have the nanny co-nanny. Not a bad idea.
This is a lot of assumptions made about these people.
I mean, what else could it have been?
I like when
They
the
like
neighbor,
babies.
if the neighbor's doing something like that, then that's good because then you have like that's a good neighbor because then they're not going to bother you for the little things, right? If you're smoking and creating meth in the apartment next door, you're not going to call the police over a noise complaint when I'm having friends over.
I'll
That's
tell
true.
you
want
what,
your neighbors
though.
to be a little bad.
A little bad, just a little worse than you, so you have a little leverage.
Because then if the superintendent calls me and says, you know, blah, 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 you've been making noise or whatever, I can say, well, there's 10 fucking carriages in the hallway. First of all, huge fire hazard. Huge fire hazard.
That's true.
Yeah.
All of those babies are dying.
Danny just said if the superintendent says there's any problem, he's gonna rat. That's what he said.
I'm not gonna rat. I'm just gonna shed light on the fact that
That's ratting.
I'm gonna shed light on the fact that I'm not the only one causing problems over here.
not-
He's in prison. They're like, yo, you're a snitch. He's like, I was just shedding light upon the fact that you guys are illegal.
I was getting in trouble, and I thought I could relieve some of my trouble by shedding some light.
I
didn't
just
rat.
shed light.
I didn't
Danny
rat.
sheds light.
Danny turns on the light switch.
I'm a very respectful neighbor too.
I believe that. You're always like a scared little kitten.
Yeah, I know. I used to physically like leave my apartment, or I tell people like if anybody was over and you know they were, you know, woken the Smeed, you know what I'm saying? They would I would tell them like you gotta leave because I don't want my neighbors to you know be upset at me and it just smells up the whole building.
But you had a balcony.
It wasn't enough for me
What wasn't enough?
because people who would smoke on my balcony, I would smell it. And the neighbors are like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
So you can only assume they could smell it.
Yeah.
And I'm a respectful neighbor. Except for once it started to do COVID, then I was just like, you know what? This is tough times, baby. Deal with it.
These are trying times.
These are trying times. If you're going to yell at me,
Everything's thrown out the window.
you're just a loser.
Just start blowing smoke.
But didn't,
Here we go.
well, I was going to say, I don't know if you want me to divulge this, but didn't you have like a med card? Is that even, it's legal, right?
Yeah, it is. It would be legal.
He's just a scared little puss.
I am a scaredy cat.
He probably thought the neighbors would rat and like SWAT teams would come from the roof.
No,
FBI, open up.
I knew that wouldn't happen, but I'm just trying to be respectful. Is that too bad?
No.
No.
But if they're not respecting you, who gives a shit? Shed
They
some
were
light.
respecting me.
You just said they were running a daycare.
Oh no, yeah, that's true. But the neighbors who would have been
Sniffing
the
it.
brunt of the smell
Right.
are different neighbors.
And
they
they
actually worked at Google.
And you like them.
They were Googlers.
They were Googlers.
So they would Google, what is this smell? It smells like French fries on a sour morning.
One time, me and JT accidentally stumbled upon a party there. They were having a party on the roof, and we were like, hey, we were on the roof, and they were like,
This is our party now.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, come down, have a like party, and we were like, okay, fine. And so we're on the roof, and we were partying. We might have overstayed our welcome because then we got invited to the apartment,
As you do.
And as soon as we walked into the apartment, which I had always wanted to see, by the way,
Just because they're Googlers?
just because
They had the nice one.
each apartment had different layouts, so I wanted to see that apartment. And as soon as we walked in, we got the eyes. Like, what the fuck are these people doing? here?
These guys aren't Googlers.
Oh, they brought you into an apartment filled with more people that weren't at the party?
Well, they were. The roof. The party was on the roof, and then downstairs in their apartment there was like a sub party. Once it got too late,
Oh, man, you can't go to
and
the
we
sub
entered
party.
the sub party, and everybody was very upset.
Who the fuck are these guys? How many of you were there?
There was 4 of us. Also, did I tell you? Did I ever tell you that during that encounter, I was talking to the neighbors, and they were talking about the neighbors with the daycare, and they were like, "That apartment is beautiful." And I was like, "Really? I've never been." And they were like, "Do you like? We should go see it." And I was like, "What do you mean we should go see it?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, last time they left, they just left their door open."
How do you know that the
And,
first
and
time?
we said, "Excuse me, how do you know that? Have you been trying to open my door? How are you? How do you
Yeah,
know the
that's
door is open?"
super
and she was
concerning.
like, I just didn't hear anybody in there, so I walked in. I was like, that is not how apartment etiquette works.
That is not how neighbors are. And this
Actually,
is a
these
good
neighbors
neighbor.
suck.
So that's
Yeah, those neighbors suck ass.
that is breaking and entering.
Dude, if I was ever...
No, well, I
Or
mean,
maybe not breaking.
They didn't suck ass just
Definitely
because, again, they didn't talk to me, which was nice, and they didn't bother me, and I just was allowed to do my thing.
Bro, if I was...
That was also the night that one of our friends like sat on the ledge
Yes.
of the building
Yes.
of the rooftop, and Danny like had to pull him back to
Incredible.
safety.
yeah.
If I was sitting on the couch and I just heard like...
But we were also bad people at that party.
You're always bad
because their apartment was on the 6th floor, and the roof was where the party was.
The roof?
There was a long extension cord running up the stairs, and as one of our friends was going down the stairs, he unplugged the extension cord, and the entire party lights out. The entire roof party.
If your whole party is contingent on one extension cord, you're not allowed to throw that party.
Listen, but you know that's my neighbor's story.
That's my neighbor's story. Dude, if I again, like just the thought of like if I was just going to the bathroom or making a salad or just like sitting on the couch and I just heard like my door knob jiggle and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
concerning.
The fact that they were so brazen to say like, Oh, I'm assuming they're not here because there's no noise. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, it's like, what if I'm just a quiet jerker?
Trese.
These are a different breed of people. These are all people who are, none of them are from New York. All of them live in New York because they work at Google and make like $250K. These were not our people. We did not fit in whatsoever.
These are not our people.
We did not fit in.
These are not our
No.
people. They're just like missionaries.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a work party until I started doing a little small talk and everybody said they worked at Google.
I work at Google.
him and her work at Google too. That's so funny.
I don't even know the owner of Google. I was gonna be like, oh, he was there.
Does
anybody know?
Owner
This
or
sounds-
CEO?
Oh God, here we go with these.
'Cause
questions.
the owner is a publicly traded company, right?
All right,
The
the
CEO's like,
what's his name? Her name.
all I know is I saw her testifying in front of Congress.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's all I know.
Always bad.
There's a guy, I think Larry, he started Google. There's a guy named Larry
Yeah.
who started Google.
always-
Two guys started Google, I think.
So who's the? If one's Larry, what's the other one?
I don't know.
Larry and Ben.
AJ.
Oh,
I don't
AJ.
know.
That's
No,
a-
that's not true.
that's a rough
not-
guess.
That's not right. I think it's Larry.
If you don't know a name and you have to guess any name, you don't go. You go just name. You don't do this. What
No,
the
but
fuck?
I think it was Larry. Hold on, let me see.
What is?
How would you feel if, like, right, this is the 80s or whatever. You know, this guy Larry, he's going around asking
Right.
for investments as small as $1,000.
Right.
Right. And you said no. And now if you put in that $1,000, obviously you'd be like a billionaire today because of how much of Google you
Well, I
own.
mean, was Larry an asshole? Like, do I know? Like,
he was a bit off.
Larry Page
oh, wow, he was
and
right.
Sergey Brin,
Would not have guessed that
PhD
one.
students at Stanford. Nerds.
Nerds.
God.
Nerd alert.
Rich nerds.
Rich nerd. Not then.
That's true. If Larry and Sergey came up to me and said, "You give me 1,000 and we make Google," essentially,
Obviously,
he's like-
Sergey's doing the talking.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your
Sergey was
situation.
talking
You
in
give
my-
me 1,000, we make Google.
Sergey was the muscle in my story. But I don't know if he bullied it out of me. Maybe I'll toss him 100. That would have been nice. I would have taken that.
You think you would? Like, it's this random guy that you don't really trust that much, and
I'll be honest. No.
he has this grand idea, and you're like, internet search engine? What are you, crazy?
Yeah, I mean, if he showed me like anything, maybe if he pulled something out of his pocket and said, "No, you don't," like anything. If it just words, I don't know. If he showed me a screen, I'd be like, maybe. If he just typed something
People
in.
missed out on that opportunity. Like with Jeff Bezos, too.
True.
With Amazon.
Yeah, well, I mean, that fucking nerd was just selling books. I mean, I wouldn't have invested.
selling
I wouldn't
books.
invest in that. It's like, oh yeah, go read somewhere else, you bald bitch. Like out of my face. I don't know. It's like I don't care about your
point.
reading.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have gotten in on the trend.
I'll be honest. I definitely think I would have gotten into Uber. Fuck it. Like Gary Vee, I think is an idiot.
Gary Vee passed up on Uber twice. But again,
I think I definitely would have gotten
That's
into Uber.
because he's not making an investment of $100. They're like asking him for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
In the 80s, my $1,000 was everything I had.
Also,
I had
This was
nothing.
like the early 2000s. This was not the 80s.
Yeah, you're talking about Apple, I think.
No, I was talking about,
about Uber.
I was talking about Google.
Oh no, I'm talking. What we're talking about?
When is-
that was
when
a
is
Google.
Google- When was-
You mentioned Gary Vee
I
and
did, say,
Uber.
I did say Gary Vee, but like,
I was
said
ta-
I would-
he was talking about
he-
the 80s.
He said
Whoa,
I
whoa,
would.
whoa,
you
there's a lot of
you
cobwebs
said
here.
I would not have passed up on Uber.
that's true.
And
I said
fuck
that.
you, Gary Vee.
I said that as
First
well.
of all, not fuck you, Gary Vee. Gary Vee's a good guy and a great Jet fan.
Oh my
and
That is a Jets blow.
and he's listen. I mean, he passed up on Uber twice, but he makes those mistakes well known. And he says, "Oh, I passed up on it.
Yeah,
There'll be
right.
another fish. You can't hold
Oh
on
yeah,
to
V
those
Friends,
things.
his coloring book. Yeah, what a fish.
It's an NFT.
It's the same. It's his fucking drawings. It looks like he looks like a child.
But I don't know. I mean, you like the guy who passed up on all those Apple shares. Like, you just can't be that guy who like harps on that, or else you're just gonna be very upset forever.
Is that possible to not?
Impossible.
You'll always have that thought in your head. If I just invested,
If I just did that.
if I just did that,
If I just did
I
that.
would be on an island, a private island I own right now.
No, I mean it's certainly hard. But again, like you're
I'm
also
certainly
you're
hard.
also you're also assuming that you would have then done everything right with it and not sold it at a certain time.
It's
Yeah,
true.
but you don't.
Like-
Like,
like you
there's
just-
no. Your human brain doesn't think about that. You just.
Yeah.
My monkey brain just goes. I could have had all the resources.
Yeah, your monkey brain
I
goes
like to
from
think-
0 billion.
Yeah.
I like to think that people who and the guy who like that story of the guy who like passed up on all those Apple shares, he's like a wealthy man. Like you're just unfazed. You're like that I missed the opportunity. Oh well, on to the next one. Like that's the
Harp.
That's
on
the
it.
getting. You gotta get that bag,
Get
get
that
that
ba-
bread,
get-
get that head, then leave.
It's like how. Hell yeah, give me some of that. It's like how the Winklevoss twins. Winklevoss?
The
No,
Winklevoss?
I think you said it right. It's just a ridiculous name.
Twinklevoss?
The
Twinkle Toes?
Winklevoss.
The Twinkle
Yeah, the
Twinkle
Winklevoss.
Toes twins, the TTT. like they got robbed from Facebook because of Zuck suck, and then they just dumped all their shit in Bitcoin and boom.
Yeah, they have like the largest share of Bitcoin. It's funny how like they also share assets too because they're twins. They're like, oh, the Winklevoss. No, they each have half.
Yeah, what is it? What is it with twins? It's like what he has is mine.
Yeah, exactly.
What I have is his. It's like, dude, relax.
But they have like the most Bitcoin in the world.
Well, they each have half of the most.
Well,
what if they have half then?
But it doesn't matter. Even if you have more than half of what either one of them has, like because they are combined force,
Because they're 51,
they're one unit.
They're 51% of the company.
They're one unit. They'll just they outnumber you.
God, I hope one of them fucks over the other.
I didn't even realize that in the Social Network, that's just one guy that's playing both of them. I thought they got twin actors.
I had no idea either.
Oh, why not just get twin actors?
I guess they liked the guy they picked.
Good for you. I mean, you're such a good actor that you get fucking both.
I'm gonna look that up.
my
Actually,
God.
that might be a Danny. hold on.
Why? But why even say
No,
that?
because as while I was saying it, like as it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, is that right?
I'm saying-
that's right.
but
I'm thinking of the right movie, right?
But I'm saying, why even say it?
No,
If
no.
it's not true.
Hold on. It is. How do you spell Winklevoss?
Winklevoss. It's Winkle. Voss,
If this isn't
VOSS.
true, this is such a weird thing to lie about.
Wait, this says Tyler Winklevoss and Cameron. That's not. They didn't play themselves.
Did they?
They might have, dude. I don't know.
Oh no, yeah. Josh Pence.
Okay.
Oh, and
Wait,
Terrence Pence, both
Also,
twins.
what's his name? Jesse Eisenberg made a great Mark Zuck.
I'll be honest. We tried to watch that movie in theaters. I fell asleep and I said it was the worst movie ever. Couldn't watch it.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was so fucking boring.
Also, who's in that? Isn't
Social Network.
Is
The Social Network's
Justin
an amazing
Timberlake in
movie.
that or
Yeah.
something?
JT's in it, and the Spider-Man.
Toby?
Nope.
Andrew?
Yes.
Andrew Garfield. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
he
right.
is. Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. So it's half. It's one of those half right Danny facts.
Okay.
All right. So Army Hammer plays the Winklevoss twins. The one of them, and then Tyler Pence plays the other. But Army Hammer's face was grafted onto Pence's body.
Grafted.
And
Well, it's like
to
they-
create the illusion of identical twins. So essentially, they're both Army Hammer, but Tyler.
They used
but-
a different body. for
Yeah,
one.
but Pence is just the body. So it kind of is both people are Army Hammer.
I'll give
I'll say
Danny a
correct.
75 on that one. 75 out of 100.
I'll 50.
No, that's a passing Danny
Oh
fact.
yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, 40% is a passing Danny fact.
No, come on, give me at least 50.
All right, you can have 50. Also, Army Hammer, cannibal. What about
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
We all forgot about
by
that.
the way,
But you know, it is what it is.
Never forget.
Never forget about his cannibalism.
what did he tweet? Like, oh, I just want to like. Again, we talk about this all the time. Like, sexy texts between people, reading them out of context is really rough.
Yeah.
But then it's also double rough when it's like, I want to know what you taste like, and you come out as a cannibal. Like, I want to eat your thumbs. He said something weird. It's like, I want to chew on your thumb.
The thumbs are such an unappealing part of the human body.
If I'm gonna eat any part of the
It's
body,
like,
not
it's
the
like
thumb.
chicken. You ever eat chicken feet?
No. Have you?
I mean, the thumbs are not like chicken feet.
Yeah, no, but they are because they're like very bony, you know. So it's like the meat is really just like little bits,
The skin, kind of, with
Yeah.
a little bit of meat.
and that's kind of what chicken feet are. You like there's so many bones in there, you just kind of have to eat around.
All right,
if
let's
I was
get-
gonna eat the part of a human, I would probably pick like I feel like the calf.
I was
would
about
be nice.
calf.
I was just about to ask.
Calf
Let's-
is in my head. Yeah.
Let's all
We're all
say
gr-
what we would eat.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What body part would you eat?
What is the rope? What is the rump? Is that your ass?
I think you said
The rump
I
roast?
think you said rope. Yeah, I think rump is your ass.
I was gonna go booty.
Yeah, like a thigh booty situation.
thigh meat by the bone.
The booty is the most meaty, right? I guess depending on who we're eating.
It's definitely your thigh. Thigh is always the most meaty.
What's considered the thigh? Is that the inside, the outside?
This whole thing.
Yeah, so I guess the booty's part of that, right?
I mean, they definitely go into each other.
I mean, yeah, they go into my thigh goes into my calf, and my calf the same thing is, or all the leg. I mean,
true, but it's like they're right there. I don't know. I don't think the thigh and booty are definitely not the same.
all I'm saying is, if I was at a restaurant and I ordered the tricep and I was given a bicep, I'd be upset.
That's
you know, it's
fair.
not just because it's an arm.
I wonder if human ribs would be good. Like if they would look like regular ribs.
Wait, okay, and
By the way, oh my God, you want to know what's a Danny fact that I thought was true because of Catholic indoctrination? That men and
there's a
women,
God?
men, yes, that too. But that men and women have different numbers of ribs.
no one
No,
believed
no,
that.
This is not true.
No, don't-
This is not true. God took a rib from Adam and was like, Eve, bada bing, and that's why men have one less rib. That's what I was told.
Wait,
Men do not have one less rib.
no, but don't men have one less bone?
No, that's what. See, this is the thing. Men. That's why they said men have one less rib. Men do not have one less rib. Everybody has the same amount of ribs.
Everyone has the same amount of bones?
Okay, hold on. I did think that. No, that was definitely no one else believed that. Secondly,
many people believe that.
I thought that
The Bible.
I thought that there was something like after childbirth, certain bones could fuse together for a woman, so like they would have less bones. That might be a Danny.
The
fact.
story would only make sense as if the men have less
bones.
bones.
Oh,
Because I gave my
Because
rib.
Adam gave his rib.
Yeah.
God blew
Also,
into it.
listen,
Eve, bada
if
bing.
you took a rib from someone and then they reproduced, their kids wouldn't be missing a rib. That's not how.
But that's
No,
what they
no,
said.
no.
That's why men have one less rib. I've always thought that men have one less rib.
It's like Wolverine. Like if you take out his rib, another Wolverine might,
Also, I didn't even
Mm.
think about it. The ribs are equal. How can you have one less rib?
I mean, you could have one less rib.
I mean, you can. But
I'm
that
sure
would
there's
be,
someone
That would be such a dumb
I'm-
body.
Someone named Eve is born out there with one less rib, or someone named Adam. I'm sure. But yeah, if that's not true, really messed up for the just as a kid growing up with that information.
So
like as
messed
a
up.
what are you doing? Teach us better.
Well, you guys all went to Catholic school all the way up.
All the
right?
way up.
Or did you too?
Look, so many people online say, "Why do males have one less rib?"
Jesus, I went to Catholic school all the way up to college. College, I was in public. Was thrown right into it.
My college, I was only there for a year, but it was non-doctrinational. What is it called?
You didn't go to college.
Non-denominational.
Oh yeah.
You didn't have to give money.
Either way, no. So basically, all the way up until high school.
Okay.
It is really funny watching a Catholic high school just teach religion and science.
Yeah, my biology teacher didn't believe in evolution. She would preface
What does that mean?
She was teaching. We got to the part of biology where we're learning about evolution, and she would preface every single sentence with, "Now, I don't believe this, but this is what they say." And I was like, "What are we doing here, guys?"
It's like you're supposed to. It's like, okay, I don't know. That's strange.
I guess it is a theory.
That's a good point. It's not called the fact of
Fact
evolution.
evolution.
was a theory of gravity too. Excuse that. Now, I don't believe this, but they say we're attached to the Earth by gravity.
Well,
and we
I mean-
can't just jump to space.
I mean, don't flat earthers
How much is gravity? 8.6.
8.6 what? I thought it's like 9.8
9.8,
meters per second
yeah, it's
squared.
9.8.
That's the acceleration
Is
of
it not-
gravity.
I thought it was 8.6.
You're just making up numbers. It's 98.6 is
No,
the temperature.
it's either is it 9.6 or 9.8? Is it?
It's definitely 9. It's definitely not 8.
Is
Gravity is not
9.6 meters per second squared is the rate of acceleration of gravity. Might be 8. I don't.
I think it's 8.
No. I'm saying
you're
it's,
very- no,
I'm
you're
saying
very wrong.
I'm saying
It's
9.8.
not 8. Gravity is not 8.
What is this? How much is gravity?
It's gonna show renting the movie Gravity how much it costs.
That's how my
It's 1 G force. That's not an answer.
that's how my religion test used to be. What?
Look up acceleration of gravity.
Because that's what gravity is, isn't it?
I'm gonna go 9.8.
Bro, should we just get a bunch of simple yet complex math problems and equations and just have Danny try to solve
Look,
them?
that'd be a full episode.
9.8.
There you go.
Give us some. Me and JT out here. You could tell who went to college got him.
Who needs to know anything about gravity?
I mean, it keeps us on the planet.
So
Isn't that important? Yeah, it's not like I'm throwing a baseball and I'm like, well, I know gravity is 9.8 meters per second. I have to throw with approximately.
Dude, if they made like a Terminator AI robot, that's how they would.
That is how they would do
Like
it.
if they had a Terminator trying to throw a baseball, he'd be like,
Oh.
well, if I wanted to land there, 9.8, and the wind direction is.
Oh, so that's good. So we made this fucking stupid equation that is useless to us for when robots take over, they could start using it.
I
Awesome.
mean, it's definitely still useful for us if you're like an engineer.
That's.
But again, it's like
If you have an
why
important
even
thing-
why are you even giving the dumb people this knowledge? Like
It's-
if
well-
you're not an engineer or an architect or anybody who needs gravity, you shouldn't learn it.
That's not a good way to look at
Why?
things.
If you're not a hot air balloon pilot or something,
Yeah,
you
why-
don't need gravity.
on
But
the
that's how you create flat earthers.
No, that's not even that. That's how, on the grand scheme of
They're
things.
created either way.
That's true.
That's a good point.
By the way, I'm so excited for as this space travel starts to become more affordable. that I saw something.
What's affordable to
I
you?
saw something today because Jeff Bezos is $1 billion. You gotta go spend so much money.
I can't wait for this price.
But this price is not a rocket. It's a very large weather balloon that goes up and then pops and then drops you back to Earth.
Well, it's a
and that's
pop.
like $50,000 a seat.
Oh, that's easy for you? You're going to pop
And
that?
you-
That's
you
affordable.
parachute?
Wait, but is it pops? What? That's it? Is one ride?
Then as you then re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, the parachute drops like any space capsule ever.
Yeah, fuck that. Not doing.
But
That's how Jeff Bezos's works too. Except that to get up there, you use a rocket.
but a balloon can't take you to space, right?
Take you to the
Stratosphere.
edge, you know?
But isn't the point that the balloon works with air in the balloon, and if there's no air in space, then it can't like.
That's why it pops.
Listen.
All right,
I don't know how this is happening.
listen-
but,
you
but-
listen
but-
to
I'll
me.
buy a seat with you.
But it said it was also Jeff Bezos's. You got like 8 minutes. You got like 7 minutes in heaven. And this
With Jeff Bezos?
in this, you get like a few hours in space.
Oh, you keep saying space. If it's a balloon, you're not getting the space.
Yeah, that's
You
what I'm saying.
just learned this information from JT and started rolling with it. You don't know. You didn't know that.
I can hop on whatever side
Also,
I think
I'm
is
pretty
correct,
sure a
buddy.
weather balloon can enter space,
Very wrong. This
and
is
then
impossible.
it pops for some reason.
First of all, it wouldn't even pop.
No,
right?
it does. That's how weather balloons work.
But I'm
They
saying,
pop.
wouldn't it like?
Wait, did the Red Bull guy jump from a weather balloon?
Yeah,
Yes.
the
He
thing
jumped
he
from
was
a
on.
balloon,
The thing he
right?
was on was a capsule that was on a
But
weather.
he
Did
wasn't.
that count as space?
But he wasn't in space.
It was called the jump from space.
Well,
if
but
I was
but
up there, I
you
would
know-
say, "Hey, I'm in fucking space.
You know-
I can't breathe."
You know how marketing works, you bitch. Like it's fucking. It's
He also,
space.
if there wasn't gravity, if he jumped out, he wouldn't come
Yeah,
back
if it-
down.
first of all,
he
if it
wasn't-
was-
he
if it
wasn't
was
in
space, he would just
He was
go-
in the stratosphere, so close. Like this is real nitpicking for no reason.
I don't think so.
What do you know about the Kármán line? Huh?
Fucking, I don't need to know
That's
shit.
space.
I'm not going
I
up
don't know
there.
what that
In order to
we go.
it used to be in order to be an astronaut, you have to go above the Kármán line.
Why was
Who's
Kármán so
Kármán?
important?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
really.
I don't know how far into this, whatever sphere that is.
Danny, let me tell you something. We did not expect you to know the exact feet of the Kármán line. Don't worry about it.
The Kármán line is an attempt to define a boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space.
don't like these
But it
attempts.
doesn't. It's an attempt because it's hard to tell.
I don't like these attempts, these theories. Just religion.
It's all made up. There's no real.
Religion. I want what's real.
The
Give me
highest space jump was right below the Kármán line.
Well, that looks like not space. I'm gonna be honest. That picture looks like very much not space.
You're a terrible person. It was a cartoon graphic. The point is,
Cartoons are real.
though. The point is, I'm so excited. This is what I wanted to say in the beginning. The point is, I'm so excited for space travel to be, more affordable because then we can just like somebody can pay like a great documentary, 10 flat earthers. We're gonna pay for all of them to go to space.
That would be crazy.
It'd be a great documentary.
Imagine seeing their minds blown up there. They look back to Earth. They see it.
Well, how can we
They
prove?
probably still think it was fake.
Yeah, how can we prove they're actually going to space? Because some Disney rides are really convincing.
Well, that's what they.
But
would
we have
say.
10 flat Earthers on the ground who watch them walk in
Yeah.
and go up.
I mean, that's what. No matter what you do, somebody's always gonna say, "Don't believe it."
Once everyone has their own personal spaceship, then they're gonna agree.
If we're
right?
to the point where everyone has their own personal spaceship, what do we need? Like, what else do we need?
Fuel.
That's by that point it'll be like printing itself or something.
True.
If everyone had their own spaceship, and if people were still like hungry, crazy. That's a crazy thing to me.
That is a good point.
That's a
And
crazy
that
thing.
might happen.
Which part?
Like with like wealth inequality and everything, like there might be a point where anyone who's like moderately well off can like go to space and still there's gonna be people like starving maybe.
So now there's just going to be people called Earthers or non-travelers,
Earthbound losers.
Earthbound losers.
Earthbound losers. That's crazy.
That's scary to me.
Very scary.
I don't want to be
Dude,
that.
you know what I was thinking about? You guys know, I think we've talked about this, but the uncontacted tribe on North Central Island.
Yeah.
What? You're just.
I don't know. Do you think I feel like it's so weird and messed up that we're just like, oh, just leave them alone. Like, I don't know how to explain this.
That's
It
a
feels-
fair
It feels
point.
weird that we're treating them like a zoo exhibit where we're like we just don't or we're treating them like wild animals.
Like,
We're
those are
like,
the others.
yeah, we treat them like wild animals. We're like, oh, just leave them. Like, don't talk to them. Don't go there. Just leave them alone. Like, let them of their own.
Yeah, but I feel like it's so down the middle because also if we go force our views and our stuff on them, now it's like, why didn't we leave them
I know,
alone?
but they're the same as us. They're people.
Wait, did we talk about this like 10 episodes ago? I think.
This
very recently.
This point?
Yeah, and then we were like, if we went there, they like start throwing like spears at us. And
Well,
stuff.
no, that's just like what they did. I don't know about this point specifically. Like the
because we were
ethics-
saying like we could give them penicillin.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like they are people too. Like it feels weird that we're treating them like wild animals and because they're uncontacted.
I mean, if we really wanted to, we could just pretend to be like a bird god and drop a care package and just like give them what they need.
I'm so fascinated by people like that who are like not people on this island, but people who like are in these kind of like, you know, very strict societies, Amish or, you know, yeah, or like, or Mormon or whatever, Scientologist, and they're like, you know, they've been taught all this time that this is the way, and then they're like, you know what, I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's actually kind of
I
like,
think that's a very like interesting human personality trait.
I agree completely. That must be a hard thing to do. It's like from 0 to 18, you know, you just taught something the whole way, then you're like, you know what? No. Or you're just being an asshole.
You really got to be an outside thinker for that. You really do. It's crazy.
Yeah, but at least the Amish, they send you off to live life like the rest of us, and then after a year, you're supposed to like either make the decision to come back or stay,
It's-
and
Yeah,
you're
I
never.
forgot what that's called.
If you,
Rumspringer.
yes.
Is
No,
it
I don't
Rumspringer?
know. I don't know. It
It's
sounds
an
right.
Antonio fact. You know what that is? Right.
But
Springer.
if they make the decision to not come back, which is fine, they're never allowed back in like the Amish town again.
What I'm confused
about that.
is that they let that happen and people come back.
Well,
That
dude,
confuses
but
me.
like think about it. They kind of like they raised them without the tools or anything to deal with society as it is today. Send them into society, which is I'm sure completely overwhelming and insane and chaotic and crazy. And then of course they're going to come back to what they know and are
Yeah,
familiar
but then
with.
they get like their weenie sucked by like a blonde person. They're like, God damn, why am I going?
do I choose?
Yeah, why am I going back to my goats?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, God damn it.
If you were raised in the Amish thing, they sent you to
coming
to
back.
New York City.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Would
the
you
thing
come
is,
back?
again, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah,
to
you're
tell.
putting Danny Brain
How
in
am I
Amish
supposed
Danny.
to? Of course, I think I'd see it and go, okay. I think I'd leave before that. It's like, get me out of this place. Because Amish people
we go.
interact with other people. So like that's why like if you're in an Amish
They also
town,
have cell phones.
If you're in an Amish town, you'll see like, you know, the horses, and then you'll see cars. So like, how would the Amish people not go like, what the fuck?
I want one of
is
those.
this? I want one of
That's-
these.
If I was like 14, 15 and my dad was taking me in a carriage with a horse down the road and I saw cars zooming by, I'd be like, what the fuck are we doing?
Forget it. You
Exactly.
see, imagine you see like a Mustang or a Lambo,
like,
and then you have your Mustang, which is a horse.
Yeah.
And you go,
I have the original.
True.
It's like, who gives a shit?
I know Danny would have the FOMO and go,
Oh, totally.
want one
But
of
isn't it
those.
crazy also, let's loop around here, that horsepower is based off of that?
Horses?
Horses. A car with 300 horsepower has theoretically the power of 300 horses.
You see that confuses horsepower confuses me because does 300 horsepower mean if I was in a carriage and there were 300 horses going, am I going that fast?
No, I see. I thought about this too. I don't think that's what it means. I think it was just like
If I had one horse, the strength of
it's just like on paper.
how many horsepower do you think you run with?
the fuck does that?
Half.
Quarter?
Oh, half. I'm
Quarter?
probably
Quarter?
Yeah, I got a tenth in me, dude.
Or is
quarter.
or is 300 horsepower like one horse that is juiced up to 300 times its strength?
I think that's what it would
no,
be.
it's how many horses fast are you going? We're using horses as a unit.
But what? But
How
like,
many horses did you go today?
But what is that? What does that mean?
No, I think it's like, again, it's on paper, so I think that would be more like it. Like if you got 300 horses, you would not go as fast as a Lamborghini. Because each horse
No,
only
well,
goes
because
so
a Lamborghini
fast.
is like 900 horsepower. You need 900.
Yeah, but
whatever.
here's the
You need 900
critical
horses.
thing that we're not seeing here. 2 horses is not faster than 1 horse.
No, again, it's horsepower.
Right, but
It's
300
torque.
horses
So this horse is twice as strong.
as a normal horse.
Yeah.
So a 900.
Okay.
So
It's
so
about the
nine.
power of the horse.
So a 900 horsepower horse is a fucking god.
There's some car guy that's watching this. And it's like, "Ugh, these signs are so wrong.
It's like imagine he's just like it has nothing to do with horses.
No, that can't be.
Imagine-
No, it definitely,
It
it's
certainly
definitely
has
the horse.
something to do with horses.
Imagine.
By the way, humans can outrun horses in a marathon.
Yeah. Well, if
They
I
can actually outrun any animal.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I'm still getting caught early and mauled.
Oh, true.
but that is that like okay, the fastest human could beat the fastest horse in a marathon? Like a horse could definitely beat me in a marathon, right?
Well,
Or no?
what I'm saying is that I think most horses can't even run 26 miles without stopping.
Yeah, I don't think 400-pound Sally can get up and beat a horse. If that's what you're saying, it would still take a
That's not-
person.
wait.
That's
No,
what he said.
I'm not 400 pounds. I meant me.
He was talking about him, but I'm talking.
No, but I'm saying, like-
But I'm saying it's about distance, not speed. Humans are the longest distance running animals on Earth. That's a Danny fact. Check that.
No, that
100%
would be
fact.
bad if that was a
I
good
still think a horse could beat me in a marathon.
I think we could beat a horse in a marathon.
Horses cannot run 26 miles. That's what they're saying, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, where does it go? It just lives in a radius
I don't know. I would
of
think a
4
horse could
miles.
run 26 miles. Maybe it just needs a break in between. So maybe it could run, stop, and run and still beat, an 8-hour time.
Well, I can't imagine the lactic buildup in a horse muscle. That thing must be crazy.
It's juicing.
All I know, and also humans, we're saying marathon. Maybe that's where my statistic is messed up. Humans can go for 100 miles in one sitting.
Oh yeah, fucking
Well,
David
Goggins
David
can.
Freakins over there. Yeah,
But I'm saying the point is the human is the longest distance running animal. Fact check it.
I think that man ran like 500 miles in a week once or something.
He needs to calm down.
It's like, what do you?
That sounds like
Smoke a cigarette.
It is
have a beer.
It is torture. It's like have a beer, and then once he hears people say what we said, he's like losers. It's like I'm
Yeah.
gonna do 600 next week now, motherfucker. It's like relax.
Yeah, is that the guy that always talks to Joe Rogan about his inner bitch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
This man is at war with himself.
You did it, man.
That's essentially. It's like you did do it. And he's like, it's never stopping. That's all right.
He also used to be like 300 pounds.
That's also true.
Well, the point is outrun a horse.
Go do what you can do. We get out of here.
Where can they find you?
Where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram, JTHolden97, and streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/PickyBoysStreaming. Go follow and watch.
Danny is watching on Instagram.
Are you hiding your hair from them?
No.
You can find me at Ant Prisco. Can't forget to follow.
The Picky Boys podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and yeah, that's it. Join the Patreon.
Bada bing.